They have chickens in the backyard. Hi, I'm Jazmin and I'm here with Miss Carmen from Kiddie Science. Can you please tell us what it is and how you got started?
So Kiddie Science is a Brooklyn-based nonprofit organization. What we do is we present fun hands-on science workshops along with partnering with other organizations to bring in programming that complements scientific thinking. We've been in business since 2013, and the space where we present our workshops, the Kiddie Science Lab, we've been here for 6 years, and we just renewed our 5-year lease. So we will be in the community for some more time.
And what would you say that the parents and kids love most about Kiddie Science?
Oh, I would say parents and kids love most the experience they get to have in the space. So our goal is really to connect kids with the vocabulary of science to what they're doing. If we're talking about physics, we're going to make something. If we're talking about chemistry, we're more likely going to make a mess. But all of that ties into making just a connection with science. For parents, their favorite thing is that the mess stays here and not at home.
Very true, very true.
It's important for parents to be involved in Kiddie Science and science in general because kids are already really naturally curious about it. And so how do you make that connection as a parent who maybe isn't that excited about science? How do you meet your kids' interests? And so here at the Kiddie Science Lab, in addition to our workshops, we send home newsletters. What did we learn today? What is the vocabulary? And we show families what it is, and that helps to continue the conversation at home. It helps to create community connections. So a lot of times if we're talking about nature science, well, we have Prospect Park, we have Fort Greene Park. There's a lot of choices on how to take the learning further. And so we show the kids and also empower the parents to continue learning and connecting.
I love that. And I know you also have some plants inside the classroom and you have a garden outside.
Yes.
And what else do you have?
We have chickens.
They have chickens in the backyard.
The gardening and the chickens, it's all part of a big urban agriculture unit. So as soon as it's warm, from about April to October, that's what we do. We really connect with nature and what is growing here at the lab and what's going on in the backyard, which is a lot of living things that are really interconnected. So sometimes the food we grow, the kids take it home or we feed it to the chickens. The garbage we make sometimes gets thrown away or goes into our compost bin. Then that goes into our garden, which then also helps feed our chickens. A lot of it is just making connections and just making it more tangible and more personal for the kids.
I like that. Doing a great job in the community.
Thank you.
What would you say is your most memorable experience at Kiddie Science?
That one is hard. The wow moment when you're watching a kid and they get it. Either they have a very loud, oh my gosh, or they get very quiet and it's, oh my gosh. I'm lucky enough that moment happens a lot and I get to witness it. And that's definitely my favorite. It hasn't gotten old. My next favorite is collecting eggs.
Ooh.
The first time it happened, it was so exciting. And the fact that it's just this natural process that continues as long as the chickens have their needs met blows my mind every single time.
Why do you think it's important for people to support local organizations and especially Kiddie Science?
Local organizations are businesses. I think we sometimes may think of nonprofits or community-based organizations as different than, but we are businesses. We are trying to give to the community as well as keep our doors open.
Yes.
So a lot of times these organizations are the glue that are keeping communities together, especially now with things opening back up. A lot of the larger businesses have closed, but the little guys were still here.
Yeah.
And so it's important to come to programming, shop at a local business, tell people about it. And if you're able to, donate locally as well. There are a lot of local nonprofit organizations that could really use the local support because we're here and we're doing the work and we're committed to staying here.
So what are ways that we can support Kiddie Science?
Kiddie Science can be supported through a tax-deductible donation via our website at www.kiddiescience.org. You can also come to a workshop, and that information is also on our website. And if you have been to a workshop and you've had a great time, tell your friends about us and help us grow that way too. This community is great. I'm a little bit biased. I've been here for about 15 years and my kids have grown up here. But I think my community really shone when we closed our doors. It was 18 months, so a very long period of time where we weren't quite sure what the next steps were going to be. And in that process of kind of figuring out how we were going to represent ourselves as a business, our community was really there. The whole step of the way, showing up to events we had out on the sidewalk. Sometimes it was very cold, sometimes it was very hot, but folks showed up. Folks really stayed in touch with us when we transitioned to Zoom science and then back to in person. You know, it's been a lot going on, but the community has been there. And I think it's important, especially now, if there's a business that you love and they're still hanging in there, show them love. Show them that you want them to stay open because we do need the support.
What would you say are your favorite things to do in the community?
Ooh, I love to eat in my community. There are so many choices. We have tons of delicious cafes for breakfast. Lunch, you can pick and choose. But I do want to give a shout out to my favorite bodega, Habib on Fenimore. And then dinner, we have lots of very small businesses that make amazing food from all types of cuisine. So really you can choose what you'd like to eat. A few favorites. I love Empanada City. It reminds me of empanadas from home. And even though I cook the food myself, I love also buying Dominican food. So shout out to Melanie's. And then sushi is kind of newish to the neighborhood. And I do love supporting Silver Rice. Hey. So I would say those are my favorites. But if I am looking for a light snack, it would have to be doubles. I won't give any one person shout out because they are all very good. I would say try them all. During our closure, one of the things we did was establish a little free library, which we thought was going to be a temporary thing, but we're now almost 3 years later, and it has really grown and blossomed. And it's a lot of fun seeing kids get excited about the books in there. We have had blizzards and storms, and the Little Free Library does need a lot of love. If you are a teacher and you need books, please come shop for books. And if you want to refresh your child's library, please come by as well. We'll have books for age 12 and under. So coming up, we have our summer program, which is really exciting, and it's one of my favorite things. We get to combine gardening with chicken care and exploring science and nature. We just started registration for that, so you can visit the website. It is for age 4 to 8, and we meet 3 mornings a week here at the Kiddie Science Lab.
Very exciting. You have chickens, gardening, you have Miss Carmen, a wonderful person. Yes. So thank you so much for your time, Carmen. Thank you everybody for watching. Make sure you support and check out Kiddie Science, and we'll see you for another episode of The Local Experience. Bye.
Bye-bye.